to bring in now Nathan Daschle. He's a Democrat lobbyist and DB3 CEO as well. Nathan, good morning to you. What's your reaction to these images coming in now?
Well, they're pretty telling of what China is trying to demonstrate to the world. China, just like Russia and just like North Korea, really wants to present to the world that it is a power to be reckoned with. This is why, in fact, Donald Trump tried to do the same thing in the United States. And it's really not in keeping with our traditions, but it's very much in keeping with the traditions of dictators around the world. And this is nothing more than just a show of force. Well, I'm surprised it's as newsworthy as it is, but it's really just simply a show of force to show the world that China is a real power.
Well, what does this show to you, or what's your perspective on this about China's power and influence globally? As I was just speaking about with my colleague Kieran Gilbert, today is all about its perceived power, its military force, while of course commemorating the end of World War II, but it's really a time for China to show off what it perceives as its strength geopolitically and on the global stage.
So a former American president named Teddy Roosevelt once said that we should speak softly and carry a big stick. And that's always been the American tradition, is speak softly and carry a big stick. This is the opposite. This is speak loudly. This is demonstrating to the world and showing off to the world and flaunting the powers that they have. But look, we all know China's a mega military power. There's no real surprise there. The only thing that I don't understand is why the leaders around the world are so intent on demonstrating this to the rest of the world.
I mean, you've got the likes of Vladimir Putin there. We saw him arriving on the red carpet, walking side by side with Xi Jinping, alongside North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un as well. What does that represent to the United States? How do you think the US will likely respond?
Well, I don't think the U.S. will respond. I mean, there's really nothing that warrants a response. But it is of no surprise that Putin and the leader of North Korea and leaders of China are all allying together to demonstrate their military prowess. We understand that the world is starting to be divided again into two different groups. It's not. I don't think that we're approaching Cold War mentality, but we're sort of inching toward that. There is on one side, there are the leaders of Russia, China, and North Korea. And then the other side, the leaders of the free world. This is just sort of further cementing those divisions.
Well, it was only several weeks ago that, President Trump was welcoming Vladimir Putin in order to try and work out a peace deal on this Ukraine war, which, might I mention, is still very, very much continuing. But now you've got Vladimir Putin there looking very united with China, who the US has been long critical of, as we know. Do you expect Washington to take an even tougher line on China going forward? Where does it leave the US relationship with Russia and this looming peace deal? Is that dead in the water now? What's your take on all of this? Because the optics, while they are just optics, and we're seeing these images on the screen at the moment, it's very colourful, the military parade here, but it is a broader perspective here and a broader message that China, Russia and North Korea are trying to send to the West today.
So there is bipartisan and widespread sentiment in the United States to take a tough stance with respect to China. This will only exacerbate that. In terms of Russia and the peace deal, I don't think it's dead in the water. I think that the reason it was so newsworthy and so momentous that President Trump had this summit with Vladimir Putin was, in fact, because they're sort of on opposite sides of this global divide. Now, we all know who Vladimir Putin is. We know who Kim Jong-un is. We know who Xi Jinping is. They are, they're strong men with who want to intimidate the rest of the world with their militaries. And on the other side of the world, we do have the leaders of the free world. And I think that this is, like I said, it's going to further exacerbate that divide, but I think it's only going to reinforce within the United States, the pride that we have in ourselves, and really President Trump's America First mentality.
Nathan, just before I let you go, I just want to get your thoughts. Victoria's Premier, former Premier Daniel Andrews, and also a former politician Bob Carr, are the only two representatives, so to speak, of Australia going there. What do you think the optics of that are?
Well, I don't think it's really, I'm in a position to make a comment on the optics of Australia, anyone from Australia attending this. There's obviously no one from the United States attending this, which makes sense. No one from China attended President Trump's military parade. And I think that, the United States is happy to sit on the sidelines and watch this take place. But in terms of Australia attending,
Okay.
like I said, I'm just not really comfortable making comment on that.
No, fair enough, Nathan.